Welcome to today's video. In a world that's always talking, let's explore something refreshingly different: the incredible power of silence. From commanding respect to fostering deeper connections, silence is one of the most underused tools for communication. In this diagram, we'll start at the center with the power of silence, branching out into 5 key aspects: how it symbolizes authority, its psychological impact, tactical uses, its role in amplifying meaning, and the cultural nuances that shape its interpretation. Stay tuned as we understand why silence speaks louder than words and how you can utilize it in your life. Imagine a leader surveying a room in complete silence. It's commanding, isn't it? Throughout history, silence has been synonymous with authority and wisdom. Think about the way a judge pauses before delivering a verdict, or how a teacher waits silently for a class to settle. These moments speak volumes. Silence compels attention, signaling confidence and control without needing a single word. In conversations, silence shifts the spotlight. When you pause, others instinctively lean in, filling the void with their thoughts or questions. This subtle act places you in control, turning silence into an active and deliberate choice that reinforces your authority. The ability to remain silent in critical moments creates an aura of presence. Picture a general silently surveying a battlefield, or a CEO quietly listening during a heated meeting. These acts of silence are not passive. They exude focus, thoughtfulness, and command. Silence gives people the space to think and process, both in conversations and in moments of introspection. Think about the best advice you've received. It likely came with a pause, letting the weight of the words sink in. Similarly, your silence invites others to reflect deeply and engage more meaningfully. Did you know that your brain loves silence? Research shows that moments of quiet activate problem-solving regions in the brain. For example, a peaceful walk in nature often sparks brilliant ideas. Silence clears the mental clutter, making space for creativity and insight to thrive. When used in conversations, silence encourages others to open up. It signals that you're truly listening and allows emotions to surface naturally. In a way, silence becomes a bridge that connects people on a deeper level. Imagine making an offer and then staying silent. Awkward, right? That's the point. In negotiations, silence transfers the pressure to the other person, prompting them to speak and often make concessions. This simple pause can turn the tide in your favor. In an argument, silence is like hitting the pause button. It shows emotional control, preventing escalation while giving everyone a chance to cool down. It's a powerful way to demonstrate maturity and turn conflict into resolution. When faced with a tough question, taking a moment of silence signals thoughtfulness. Instead of rushing to answer, you create an impression of careful consideration, which builds credibility and respect. Ever notice how the best speeches use pauses? A dramatic pause draws attention, making the next words unforgettable. Think about Martin Luther, King Jr.'s iconic "I Have a Dream" speech. Every pause was packed with purpose, letting the audience absorb the gravity of his message. Just as a painting needs negative space, communication benefits from silence. It creates contrast, allowing important points to stand out. Without silence, words risk blending together, losing their impact. Silence invites interpretation, making your words resonate differently with each listener. It's like a well-composed song. What's not played is just as important as what is. Your silence becomes a canvas for others to project their thoughts and feelings. In many Eastern traditions, silence is seen as a path to enlightenment and respect. Japanese tea ceremonies, for instance, use silence to foster mindfulness and connection. It's not emptiness, it's presence. Lao Tzu's wisdom reminds us that silence is a source of great strength. Western cultures often associate silence with awkwardness or disengagement, but reframe it as thoughtfulness, and silence transforms into a mark of confidence and poise. Think about how a calm, quiet leader stands out in a world of noise. Understanding cultural differences in interpreting silence is key. In global settings, being mindful of how silence is perceived ensures your message lands as intended. Whether it's a pause to reflect or a sign of respect, silence carries powerful meaning. When used carelessly, silence can give the wrong impression. Imagine staying silent in a team meeting. Your colleagues might think you're uninterested or disengaged. Silence should always serve a purpose. Otherwise, it risks being misinterpreted as apathy or even arrogance. In personal relationships, excessive silence might feel like emotional withdrawal to the other person. It's important to communicate intent. Silence should create space, not walls. Without clarity, silence could damage trust or connection. Like any powerful tool, silence needs balance. Overusing it can lead to misunderstandings, while underusing it may weaken its impact. Think of silence as seasoning. Too much can overwhelm, but just enough enhances the entire dish. Taking time for silence through practices like meditation or mindfulness nurtures inner peace. It's like decluttering your mind, making space for clarity and focus. Imagine starting your day with a quiet moment. It grounds you, building the confidence you carry forward. Silence equips you with the strength to stay composed in stressful situations. When others are panicking, your calm demeanor speaks volumes. It shows resilience and self-assurance, traits that naturally earn respect. Confidence doesn't have to be loud. In fact, the quiet kind often commands the most respect. By cultivating inner silence, you project stability and strength, becoming a beacon for others in chaotic moments. Great leaders listen more than they speak. When you stay silent and let others voice their thoughts, you're not just gathering ideas, you're building trust. Silence in leadership is about creating space for collaboration and empowering those around you. In challenging times, a leader's silence can provide calm and direction. By pausing to assess the situation instead of reacting impulsively, you inspire confidence in your team. Silence becomes a stabilizing force that fosters unity and focus. Effective leaders know when to speak and when to remain silent. Silence can highlight your words, underscore their importance, and maintain authority. It's not about withholding, it's about timing. With strategic silence, you guide conversations while respecting others' input. Think about a movie scene where no words are spoken, just music or quiet stillness. Those moments often carry the most emotional weight. Silence gives people time to feel and connect with the message. It's the same in real life. Your pauses invite others to share the experience. Ever notice how the best performers pause before the punchline or the dramatic reveal? Silence builds anticipation, making the moment unforgettable. Whether in storytelling, speeches, or casual conversation, a well-placed pause keeps people on the edge of their seats. Sometimes, what you don't say is more powerful than what you do. Silence lets others interpret, making your message resonate uniquely with each person. It's like an artist leaving parts of a painting unfinished, allowing the audience to fill in the gaps with their imagination. Here's the big takeaway. Silence isn't just the absence of words. It's a deliberate and powerful skill. Whether you're leading a team, solving problems, or building relationships, silence works in your favor when used wisely. The secret is balance. Know when to use silence as a tool for reflection, authority, or connection, and when to break it with thoughtful words. Silence is like music, the rests are just as important as the notes. Embracing silence takes practice, but the rewards are immense. It transforms how you communicate, how others perceive you, and how you see yourself. So start small, pause more, listen longer. Let silence shape your impact in ways words cannot. And there you have it, the power of silence. From commanding respect to fostering deeper connections, silence is a tool with limitless potential. As we see in this final diagram, by embracing silence, you not only enhance your presence, but also build stronger relationships, leadership skills, and inner confidence. So the next time you're tempted to fill the void with words, remember, sometimes saying nothing speaks louder than anything you could say. Thank you for joining me today. Now let's go out there and let silence do the talking.